Is there anybody here? Give us a sign. Does anyone want to communicate with us? Give us a sign you are here. It's Sunday. They've taken the day off, I think.
It's one-eyed.
So yeah, this was one of the Angram's first Lighthouse Cafe, so that's one he came and went from.
Is there a little bell here?
Yeah, there was a bell right there, just under that sign, right? Where the sign is,
Geraniums and pansies.
Yeah, there was more plants.
And it was fun cutting that lamp out because I actually made the bit of the glass part transparent. So it was all quite fun to do that. But the thing that we did like to do was actually just do really alternative angles, because a lot of point and click games are always very flat on the way that they're actually just presented.
Yeah.
And we just wanted lots more kind of Hitchcock style angles, because it's supposed to be a thriller. And you can often bring that across just with angles.
So, this is where you hide yourself, eh?
So, can you tell me who you are?
I'm Jonathan Boakes of Darking Room.
And I'm Matt Clark, Shadowtor Studios.
All right, and so how do you guys know each other?
Ooh.
We kind of got talking about our love of ghost hunting, Sapphire and Steel, which is a very old TV show. We just rumbled that we had quite a lot in common, really, didn't we?
Yeah.
Can you tell me like where it is that we are and like how this relates to your games, please?
Okay, this is the small Cornish harbour town of Polperro, which was the setting for my 2007 game, The Lost Crown.
An abandoned building. It looks foreboding.
The building here is quite a good location, which is the old net hut. That was the scene of some feline horror, is the way I would describe it.
Feline horror? You mean like dead cats?
Yeah, the cats met an unfortunate fate inside this building. Skinned alive, no less.
Oh, please, no.
You got told off for that.
I did get told off for that at the time.
Yeah.
Lots of cat owners, I've been making up for it ever since.
Yeah.
By having kittens and constantly posting pictures of them.
Not skinned.
Over here, the building just on the harbour with the pointy top next to the white ones is the Bear pub in the game, where there's also Midnight Horror, actually. That one
A
features.
lot of featured.
Yeah.
The creaky sign says, The Bear.
But yeah, it was a very different game to play, to make after making only first-person games like Darkfall, which were kind of first-person slideshow. To suddenly make a third-person game with really funky angles, I was really proud of it because I find a lot of point-and-click 2D adventure games very flat on. They've all got this kind of generic flat look, but I thought it'd be quite nice to get something with some dynamic angles and use 3D character actors to be able to do it.
Okay, and then and then you also made the decision to make it kind of black and white with kind of some color in it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, funnily enough, when just before it was released, the publisher, Got Game Entertainment, sadly no longer with us, they kind of said, well, you know, it's really great that it's black and white, it's very arty, but for the commercial release, we'll have the colour version now. They thought they'd applied a filter to just make it black and white for fun, but no. I think they were quite puzzled as to why anyone would want to make a black and white game, but a video game for what's something that's interpreted as quite a vibrant medium, video gaming. If you make anything black and white, it instantly kind of like takes on more of a timeless quality. No one's ever really been able to actually pinpoint what's actually happening in Saxton, so I kind of think the black and white adds a sense of there's basically something else going on. And to answer a question a lot of people ask me is no, the characters in Saxton do not see the world as black and white.
You've been here a long time?
We are here forever, as it always has been.
Do you get a lot of people coming here to visit, like because of the games?
We get quite a lot of visitors. We've had people from all over the world over the years.
We've had Dubai recently, Egypt, Seattle, Philadelphia.
We've been sat in restaurants and people have come up with game boxes suddenly.
Yeah, it's a funny one for people to have latched onto, really, because I thought when I was making it, I've never really been particularly interested in the audience when I'm writing or making anything. I think it's a mistake to think about them too much because otherwise it just becomes corrupted. I think it would be quite something very difficult to approach a publisher or funding. You know, it'd be, hey, I've got this idea, I want to do an M.R. James story just in this style and with a budget of about 50 pence. No, I mean, Lost Crown was based on the M.R. James classic ghost story, A Warning to the Curious, which is the fabled legend of the fact that there's an Anglo-Saxon crown buried along the coast of Anglia, and if it's ever disturbed or taken, the country will fall to the enemy.
Oh, hello. Can I help you? No digging here. I beg your pardon? No digging here. What do you mean, no digging here?
Okay, so you mentioned ghost hunting. So I know that like ghost hunting, it features a lot in your games, and like you're also aren't you also real life ghost hunters?
Yeah, I mean, ghost hunting's a funny word for it, but I think we're still on the trying to prove that there's something to it, rather than being total believers. Although we have had a lot of stuff happen to us, so
still come back to the feeling of wanting something to be proven, even though I've had so many experiences now which I can't explain.
Kevin, you want to take everything?
Is there anybody here?
I'll do you now.
The most recent thing that happened to us, we were in some woods called Trelawney Woods, which basically are about, what, a mile that way. And there's quite a few ruined old houses in these woods. And you and Naomi, who are archaeologists, they saw a definite kind of black shape of a figure across the middle of this living room in this house, where there's no roof, there's no windows, it's completely ruined. And we all tried to re-mimic basically what happened, to see if it was a shadow or one of ours. But no, we were pretty much conclusive on that one, that you definitely saw what we call a shadow figure.
We both reacted to seeing something at the same time from different places. And then we're shocked when we're looking around thinking, well, there's only one way of explaining it. There has to have been something crossing the entire open room.
But would you say that was the spirit of a person or something else?
I don't know. I don't want to label it as a classic ghost or a spirit returning or something, because I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I can see the pine trees above Saxton.
I can see the pine trees above Saxton.
I think I'll pass on the local delicacy.
I think I'll pass on the local delicacy.
Home sweet home, for the time being. The statue's hands appear to be missing.
Oh, and so what's this statue here?
This is the effigy of some old dude from the 15th century, and it's basically his tomb. So I'm guessing the old dude's in there somewhere. I think originally with this as a real statue, this would have actually had metal hands. There would have been gauntlet styles. There would also been a sword laying all the way down here to his feet. And basically, eventually these kind of more fragile and delicate parts have literally just gone. But I think in The Lost Crown I suggested that someone had actually purposely removed his hands so that he wouldn't even be able to paint again in the afterlife.
He took my hands.
Right, and then you find the missing hands like just outside the church.
Yeah, weirdly there is a rubble pile exactly where I put it, where you did used to find bits of old masonry and stuff like that from the church. I do like to base most of my ideas on things that I've seen or found in the world. I think it just adds an extra kind of like detail. This was the pile of rubble where we found the hands in game, which when we first came here 20 years ago was actually a proper mound, totally overgrown with all sorts of bits of masonry sticking out of it, a few bits of finger. It's basically all the masonry that at some point has been taken out of the church and replaced by something new. But when we say new, it's going to be a few hundred years old.
A pair of stony cold hands.
Very old tombstone, this one. It's got to be a 18th century at least. And obviously one of the puzzles in the game was finding the letters of Tom Oliver's name, which was, what, down where you are?
Mine was here.
Yeah.
The gravestone is missing letters.
So the whole puzzle is like you have to collect the letters to make the name on the grave.
Yeah, and then because Mr. Russet kind of like he provides you a little job, and that's kind of it. Is I think because he feels like Tom Oliver's great ghost will come out if we don't put his name back on his grave, so he's quite anxious about that. But it's the idea of the meddling crows, so they're constantly kind of like really messing with Mr. Russet's work, whether it's nicking letters or I think he's just quite frightened of them. I wonder what happened to him.
Damn birds. Black as ink they are. They've taken poor Tom again, taken him, and scattered him all over.
I mean, we do hang out in churchyards quite a lot, but I wouldn't really call us goths. We don't come here to shit on swans or anything bizarre or goth-like, but I personally find it just really peaceful. I love the fact it's all overgrown now. They let the plants all grow, because then they just turn into kind of death meadows.
I wonder where he's off to. Celtic Corner? It's worth a look. Hello! Nothing but the North Sea. Next stop, Norway.
One, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11, 21, 30. Come in, ready or not.
3 crowns, a link to the legend.
Keep doing the cats in my head.
What, dying?
Yeah, it's like.
Well, we're going up to now. You might be able to hear them dying up there. Yeah.
She got a lovely little book in this one.
Yeah, that was the poshest release, I think.
Yeah.
It was fun putting all these covers together. With this one with the US, they wanted more detail on the crow, but I said no, I like it because it reminded me of the Omen poster. Do you remember the very famous Omen 2 poster? But this is another real remnant from the past, which is when everything had a printed strategy guide. With like room for notes at the back.
Did you write anything?
I mean, that's no good for Darkfall notes, though, if you think about it. Literally, maybe a few more pages, just the one page.
Oh, this one's got notes in it.
Oh, are those my notes?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, this big pile of all my games.
Oh yeah.
This big pile of games in comparison to that piddly one.
Oh, that's lovely. But this is the one with the nicer cover.
The video should just be these guys just looking at their game boxes, just like.
Well, it's also analog.
It's recording now. Okay, here we go.
Sorry. An abandoned building. It looks foreboding. Am I rolling? Hello, 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 hello. Nothing but the North Sea. Nothing but the North Sea. Next stop, Norway. I'm kind of half expecting someone to open the door.
Yeah. Yes.
Why are you knocking on my door?
Could be like Riven when you knock on the hut 5 times, if you ever did that.